Charlie, and we're talking about Kenobi episode 5 and a little bit of episode 4. I missed the mark on that one. It's been a crazy week for work. I'm moving apartments. As you can see, this is my brother's room, not my stuff. And so it's like I said, it's been crazy. But episode 4 of Kenobi really hits on kind of a really good filler episode. Really wasn't too much going on in that one when they captured Leia and they go into Fortress Inquisitus. I felt like the entire episode was just more of a big Easter egg to Fallen Order. You see Kenobi go into the fortress and you see a little bit more of what the fortress holds, which, by the way, they have Jedi frozen in some kind of amber, and one of them was a recent Jedi Master, and I forgot his name, but he's from the Clone Wars. And he taught Ahsoka patience. Little old man, and he had a cane, which was also his lightsaber. And when I saw him, I was like, no, not him, man. Like, some people you just don't want to know have died, you know? And then there's one guy that everybody's saying is Mace Windu, but, you know, he's got his right hand. As we know, Mace got, you know, and so, you know, there's a couple younglings, and, you know, you really get to see their trophies on the side and all that. But leading into episode 5, which is why we're here. So episode 5, you get to see more of the primordial state of where Vader's at, right? You open up with a flashback of him and, well, Anakin, because they're two separate people. Anakin and Obi-Wan fighting or training, and you get to see where his downfall to the dark side has already been cemented before episode 3, before Attack of the Clones. And so the way he's fighting and the way Kenobi says your need for victory blinds you. You know, your need to prove yourself is your downfall. And he acknowledges it. He's like, yeah, you're right. That's who I am. But to see how Anakin is, how he, you know, he's a great warrior. And he's like, admit it, you've been beaten. And he says, remember, you know, Obi-Wan tells him, remember, Jedi's duty is to protect life, not take it. And he says, well, mercy doesn't defeat an enemy, master. I was like, whoa, bro, you just told your master, fuck off. And so, you know, you go back to Vader and he's remembering it. So they're using that training montage as how Obi-Wan can predict Vader's moves and Vader's predicting Obi-Wan. And so, you know, they're back in the fortress on Tarum, and so they launch the attack. The stormtroopers are coming in, the purge troopers are there, and Obi-Wan's talking to Reva, right? And then he's realizing, you knew who Anakin was, but you're too young to have known him. But you know who Vader is, and he would have kept that hidden. Which means, from what our theories was, you know, episode 1, she was there as a youngling. So, you know, the little girl we see is definitely her. And to see that Reva has been hunting him this whole time, trying to get up into the ranks, trying to get, you know, closer to him to try to take him down the way Vader took down the Emperor. I mean, that wasn't Vader's ultimate plan, but it just happened that way. But the fact that, you know, she was angry at Obi-Wan because it was like, where were you? Where were you when my friends, my family were being slaughtered? Hello, he was on Utapau, surviving for his life too. And so, you know, this episode, you really get to see Vader's just blindness for victory. Right? They capture Obi-Wan, and so the ship is trying to take off, and Vader walks in, and he just goes and poof, and just catches the damn ship. And I was like, oh, now we know where Starkiller pulled that off from. You know, it's a lot more impressive him doing it versus Kylo and Rey. I'll just say it because I really didn't like the trilogy, the new trilogies. But, you know, to see him how, you know, he just pulls it down and then just starts ripping it apart to go inside. And then the old bait and switch, and they're on another ship and they're out. But then Reva tries to take out Vader, and he catches, you know, the lightsaber by the Force, and he's like, I will send you to Jesus. And, you know, the whole, you know, fight between him and Reva, and he was like, really? You thought I wouldn't see this coming? And then, you know, episode 3, he's toying with Kenobi. He's toying with him, like, you know, just beating him with one hand. He was like, yeah, you're no match for me. But this one, he was out for blood. Like, the way he fought her, and all with the Force. He's like, just using his Force, catching the lightsaber, brings her down, brings it up, throws her. And I was like, dude, he's showing her, look, I'm boss, I'm daddy. Boom. And then he breaks, you get to see all 4 levels of the lightsaber, or the Inquisitor lightsaber, right? You get the single blade, the double blade, the dual blade, and then you get to see the circular blade, which I thought was cool. You get to see all levels, and then when Vader catches it and he's got his Ahsoka stance, I was like, ooh, girl. And then he sits there, and I was like, oh, is he gonna cut her head off? I was like, he's gonna do it again. I was like sitting there, do it. But no, he just ends up like stabbing her, and then of course the Grand Inquisitor comes back, like, he reminds me of Minkus. He reminds me of Minkus from Boys Meet World, right? When Feeney walks up and he's like, hello, the Grand Inquisitor walks up, hello, third sister. And I was like, this dude. And so he explains how how revenge is a good will to live, right? So holding that revenge will keep you alive. And I know there's other YouTubers saying that getting stabbed twice doesn't make sense, right? And that Qui-Gon's in the corner like, hello? And me? But because Qui-Gon didn't have any revenge. He wasn't delved into the dark side, right? Darth Maul, cut in half, lived off of his revenge for 20 years. And, went crazy for it. But that's how he survives. The revenge that he had and the hatred he had for Kenobi. The revenge that the Grand Inquisitor wanted for Reva kept him alive. It's that hatred and the revenge of the dark side that kept them alive. So he explains it, right? And so, of course, she's like still kind of breathing. But this whole episode, I was like, oh, shit. And so, the season finale is going to be next week. I've enjoyed this series through end. I'm a huge Star Wars fan, and I'm really excited to see how they're going to end it. I would have really loved this to be another movie, but I'll take this, and I really hope that the final episode, the finale, is going to hit on a high note. But as we know, there's also been a season 2 kind of been teased. It really hasn't officially been greenlit, so we could also see a season 2 of Kenobi. But maybe we'll focus on Luke on that one, since we've focused Leia on this entirety. But overall, it's been a great episode, been a great week. I apologize for my voice, I'm sick. We're cutting down trees. But guys, leave your comments if you're a Star Wars fan, if you've enjoyed the series, or if you have hate for it. That's cool too, man. Hey, your opinion is your opinion, mine is mine, and that's why we do this. All right, so you guys take care. Take your medicine, brush your hair. I like that guy on TikTok. But hope you guys have a great time, and we'll see you next week.